Bodyshot Performance. Hope you're well. What does an ideal week of exercise look like? So this is a question I get asked a lot. And obviously it's very variable from person to person, and you need to make it personal. It needs to work for you. You know, that old question, what's the best type of exercise? Well, it's the one that you can maintain. Consistency is key, right? But here's what an ideal week, taking out all the personal nuances of you and I. And here's roughly what an ideal week should be structured like. So low intensity exercise, medium intensity exercise, and high intensity exercise. Low is things like walking. It's while I'm standing here in front of the camera. It's while I'm walking around. It's your basic daily life movement. So we should be doing that on a relatively constant basis, 7 days a week. Moderate activity, 5 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week. And that could be a brisk walk, a light jog, something that just gets your heart a little bit higher, but it's not high intensity. And then the high intensity exercise, 2 to 3 times a week. And that could just be for 2 minutes or 10 minutes a day. So you're really getting your heart rate up. Examples would be sprinting, spinning, lifting heavy, HIIT, a dance class, a Zumba class, anything like that. That's all going to be really important. But the key is finding something that you can maintain, and it's also finding something that you find really enjoyable, because those two are inextricably linked. So I like to mix it up. I'll do my boxing sessions. We're just making a little gym in the gardens. We've got one of these boxing figures that you can punch. We've got a pull-up bar. I've got a wall ball, which is a really a big, but not that heavy, but quite a cumbersome ball that you can bang up against the wall. I've got a kettlebell out there, but also I do lots of bodyweight exercises. So you don't need any equipment. You just need a space, you know, about 4 foot by 8 foot in which to exercise, but ideally something a little bit bigger. Think also though about doing some of that exercise, whether it's the low, medium or high, outdoors. Get the benefit of being in the sun or at least in the open air, fresh air. Try going barefoot, earthing yourself onto the ground as well, which is what I do. So you've got that connection with the earth. And just think about how you can blend exercise with movement. So exercise would be a planned session. Doesn't have to be very long, by the way. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, or the hour if you like. But actually shorter, sharper, focused sessions can often be more effective. Now, exercise is contrasted with movement, which is just your daily life movement that I talked about at the start. So don't mistake the two of them. Movement isn't exercise, and exercise isn't movement. In other words, you couldn't just exercise for an hour and then sit down all day thinking you've ticked that box, because you haven't. You've got to blend the two. Think about ancestral movement, which you'll have heard me talk about before. Our cavemen didn't sit still, run frenetically, and then come back and sit still. They were up and at them all day, foraging, scurrying, chasing, hunting, sharpening tools, washing, and so on. That's the type of movement that we want to emulate as modern day humans. That's it from me. If you've got questions, fire them off to leanne@bodyshotperformance.com, and I'll talk to you next week.